Hi, my name is Berglund. This is my grant request video for Unit 6. Sorry I don't have better clothes on, but I'm currently on a deployment, so this t-shirt's pretty much the nicest thing I have right now. But anyway, we can get into the actual assignment here. Like I said, my name is Berglund. I'm a firefighter with the Forest Lake Fire Department. It's located about half-hour north of the St. Paul, Minneapolis area in Minnesota. We are a paid-on-call department. Currently have 31 members, all part-time, obviously. One member is the chief, who works full-time, but he's the only full-time person. Have 2 stations and cover about 86 square miles. We have 14 apparatus. They range from engines to UTVs used for grass fires to an airboat. So we kind of got a wide variety of equipment. But with that, the current problem we have is with our SCBAs. So all of our SCBAs, which we have 35 of, are approaching their 15-year service life. So they need to be replaced, or they're going to be out of compliance with OSHA and the NFPA requirements. SCBAs obviously are a pretty essential tool for fire departments to be able to perform its main job, which is firefighting, and also many of the other specialty jobs that we can provide the city, such as hazmat and confined space rescue. Unfortunately, this is a pretty large expense that our department just simply can't afford right now. The budget for Forest Lake Fire is $610,000 for 2018, so that includes payroll. Luckily, payroll doesn't really take up that much just because we're all part-time, so we only get paid if we're on a call. And the chief's salary actually comes from a different pot of money from the city, so that was pretty fortunate for that. The unlucky part is that the department has had some multiple unexpected events that happened in 2017 and on to 2018 that really kind of drained our budget and has caused some problems with us. For us, one of these is just an increase in call volume. It's kind of a standard thing across the fire service, it seems like, especially with the increase in medical calls over the last 10 to 15 years. So the increase in medicals, we've had a couple bad storms come through our town that could have produced about upwards of 20 runs in just a few hours to a day, which is kind of a lot for us. But the one thing that worked out for us as far as budgeting goes is our manpower has gone down in the last couple of years due to retirements and a couple people just moving out of the area. So as far as that, that's kind of saving us some money. However, it's kind of a double-edged sword because now the department's just trying to do more with less people, and that can cause a lot of problems in the long run. So to fix that, we've also been trying to hire some more people, which again is going to cost a lot of money just for the application process, and then putting them through all the training that new firefighters need, and then making sure they all have all the proper equipment. That's going to cost a lot of money. We also had to replace 2 skid units for our brush trucks last year. They were about 18 years old, both of them, and they started to malfunction pretty frequently while on calls. So the new ones that we got cost about $40,000 each, so that took up a pretty big chunk of our budget. There's also been some major repairs on our apparatus. Our aerial vehicle needed a new transfer case, and that ended up costing about $70,000 because they had to basically create their own parts for it. The tanks on 2 of our older engines have cracked multiple times and needed to be replaced. That's cost us about $20,000 so far. There's been a number of smaller expenses that kind of add up over time. But with those events, we also need to think about the future. So since we went way over our budget in 2017, we've had to push back a lot of purchasing items to 2018. So that's going to put us over again in 2018 most likely. Those 2 engines I mentioned earlier are 2 of our 3 engines, and they're both frontline engines. They're over 20 years old and set to be replaced in the next 3 years. So that's going to be a huge chunk of money that we're going to need to find money for. Basically getting a grant to assist us with purchasing SCBAs would help alleviate a lot of the department's stress right now as far as the financial aspect goes. We have done some research and found out that the SCBAs that we want about 40, just to keep up with the hopefully increasing number of manpower. So 40 SCBAs in mass, that's going to cost about $240,000. That's a large chunk of our budget, so that's why we're going to request a grant for it. So that's a large amount of money that can be allocated to different areas, such as more training for newer members, like I mentioned earlier, or to help purchase new engines in the future, just to help us do our job a lot more efficiently. Ultimately, I feel the justification for a grant would be that SCBAs are just an essential part of a fire department, and the ones that Forest Lake Fire currently has is going to be out of compliance very soon, so we're not going to be able to do our jobs, basically. If we're not able to purchase new ones, we'll not be able to respond fully and protect the citizens of the city like we're supposed to. And if we have to purchase them on our own, then we're not going to have enough funding to purchase other needed equipment like apparatus, and we won't be able to provide training to our members, especially the newer ones, which could result in some dangerous situations on the fire ground.